Hey, Nicole. Not much. We haven't been live in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, we're quiet this morning, aren't we? Yeah. Right? I've got my heater going. I'm cold in the building today. I don't know why, but I've got my heater going. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm looking out my window. It's cloudy out there right now. So, I like the 80s, though. Is it 80 today? The temperature, the high? 86 or something like that? Come on. Oh. I like it. It's like fall, but I'm worried that it'll feel like fall this week, and then next week is about bam. It's gonna be like 110. You know? Is it really? Look at you. I didn't even know that. Okay. Well, for those watching, if you can verify, find. Oh, are you looking it up right now? You're cheating. Oh, okay. So it's coming up. All right. I'm ready for fall. How about you? Me too. Oh, can they not? Let's see if we can get you. What about now? You should be live now. Trying to read lips, Mary said. I think we're good now. Let's push it over. All right. I think you should be live now. If not, we'll have to play with the... Yeah, let me pull you up here. I think you should be live now. If not, we'll have to play with the... All right, let's see here. We'll figure this out. So we have new software. Let's see. Well, technical glitches are always fun. Let's see. Let's see. Try talking now, Nicole. Is it? Okay. Let's see. Try talking now, Nicole. Nope. No audio for you. Alright. We will text our IT guy. Alright, well, I'll get started, and then once we get Kyson in here with IT, sorry folks, they can only hear me. You could, I don't know, they could try to lip read, right, Nicole? I don't know. Alright, we'll get to the slides here. Alright, so while we wait to get audio for Nicole, I'll go ahead and get started today, everyone. Sorry for the delays, or the technical delays. We've got new software, so we're working through those, so thanks for your patience. As always, when we start each show, we have our list of resources for you when we are not live. So if we're not live giving info, you can always get information about the city of Weatherford. Our mothership is weatherfordtx.gov, and there's IT. They have appeared. Let me bring us back up here. There we go. All right. We've got IT here. Do you want to come around?
You can see if she...
Okay.
Can she
We tried that already, but it may not be.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
All right. IT's coming in to save the day.
How about now?
All right, Nicole. We might have you fixed now.
Let's try this.
All right. I'm gonna look on my phone here.
Oh, I'm on. We're good.
We're good. All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kyson. All
I had to
right.
wait for the delay. That's why I was like just staring.
It's nice to have a co-host now. I feel like the whole time I was just talking, and they're like, "Who's Blake talking to?" So we were talking about fall, weren't we, Nicole?
We were. So I had told Blake that it usually happens on the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, and he doubted my abilities to know this. So I looked it up, and it's next Wednesday.
All right. Well, it's kind of funny. We have to laugh.
I don't know the
ourselves.
other changes in season. I just know that because my birthday's always right around that. So I keep track of that.
All right. Well, now that I'm not talking to myself, I guess we can proceed, shall we?
You can continue going with the.
All right. And like I have
resources.
this like board here to use, which is like IT gives me that, and that's like a mistake, right, Nicole?
We're not necessarily. We're good with technology if we know how to use it. I'll
We're
just
learning.
leave it at that. Like
We're
that's
learning
a
still.
department-wide thing. Yes.
Kyson's like up here in IT. Wait, where am I at? In IT world. Nicole and Blake are like down here.
I'm
So
a
we're
little
all-
bit like I'm somewhere in between, but like we're not there.
We're not right there yet. Okay,
No.
let's see here. We're gonna go bring up our presentation. All right. As I was saying, we have a list of resources you can always visit, weatherfordtx.gov. That's a great resource simply because you can watch all of the city council meetings. They are live and they are archived for you to go back and watch at your convenience. Of course, you can watch all of our board and commission meetings at that website as well. And then we have all types of information for each city department also. We have our tourism website, experienceweatherford.com. That gives you a complete event listing for all events right here in the city limits of Weatherford. And if you're a business or a nonprofit and you're having an event, you can add that event on the listing for free. We have our economic development website, which is led by Kristen Pegues over in economic development. That's chooseweatherford.com. And then our downtown website, heritagesquareweatherford.com. Of course, we're on all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Nextdoor, you name it, we're there. Minus TikTok right now. Right, Nicole?
Yeah, but that's just because TikTok itself doesn't allow archiving.
Correct.
And as government, we have to track that. So I know some cities do it, but that's kind of like a really big gray area for us. So until we figure that out.
But maybe one day.
But you can see all of those videos and everything that we have on all of our other social media. So this is the My Weatherford app, guys. This is our 311. So for people who don't know what that means, that is the city's service request line. You can either fill it out from our website. We have it's built into the app. I mean, it's still the app itself, but it's built into our website to put in a service request. But this is the mobile friendly version. So if you're out walking on Town Creek and you see a down tree line or a missing stop sign or something, you can quickly take a picture and put in a service request where you're at. It works for potholes. It works for all of those things. And the nice thing is that it triggers in our system to notify the specific department that will take care of that request. So guys, check it out. You can also pay your bills. You can check out animals up for adoption. You can check out any of the stray animals that have been picked up, all of the things that you can do on our website. This is a mobile friendly version of it. Quick, easy, it's free. You might as well download it and use it. I know that we get quite a few service requests this way, and that kind of helps us not only move forward with all of the projects that we have planned, but it helps us with all of those projects for like the things that pop up from like road failures and whatnot.
And then our other free mobile app is Weatherford Eats. This app came to fruition at the early beginnings of the pandemic when COVID-19 struck the world, basically. And so we needed a resource for our restaurants and eateries to use, so that way they could update the public on, whether it was delivery or takeout or what have you. A lot of them were having to change their hours of operations as well due to COVID. And so we created this app for them to add their restaurant for free and then to put information. And now it's kind of turned into this ongoing app that's just a great resource for everyone to use. Nicole and I use it often. There's lots of restaurants here in town, and I can't keep track of all of them, so I'll just go on the app and be like, oh yeah, we have that, and then I'll choose to go there for lunch that day. So it's a really great resource for you to download for free. It's on Google Play and on the App Store as well.
I'll let you do this one. I'll do the next one.
Okay, perfect. And then tonight we have our city council meeting, as I was mentioning earlier and Nicole was mentioning. That will be streamed live right here on Facebook. Of course, it'll also be streamed live on weatherfordtx.gov for you to watch. It will also be on Charter Spectrum channel 190, and we're working on getting on AT&T as well at the current time. So be sure to tune in to the city council meeting tonight if you can. Of course, that will be archived at weatherfordtx.gov after tonight if you want to go back and watch it at your convenience.
So I wanted to cover this because it is National Preparedness Month, and we've gotten a lot of comments and questions and stuff, and I've seen the discussion in a lot of our community groups. So September is National Preparedness Month. It is a national month that the U.S. government put together following the attacks on 9/11 to they decided that all citizens needed to be better prepared, because what we found out with 9/11 is that a lot of us weren't prepared for anything. And that comes from attacks to winter storms to hurricanes, everything. Most people were not prepared. So they decided every year they would have one full month dedicated to educating people on how to be prepared and things that they should have ready. So I've been creating graphics and stuff. I've gotten most of it from ready.gov or the Red Cross or some of the other sites that the U.S. government has for it. And we're basically compiling what they're saying and putting it together in one easy spot to find. So you can find it on our emergency management page on our website, or you can follow along because it's going on all of our social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. It's there. And then we're also sharing it on the police and fire pages too. And so each week of the month has a different theme. So like the first one was like having a plan and starting to get a kit together. The next week is second week was low cost, no cost, which we've shared some stuff. And so throughout the rest of the month, you'll see stuff. So check out all of our posts on our page because we're sharing great things. And a lot of the things like the emergency kit are some of those things you should have around your house, but it's a good reminder to put all of those things into an area, like maybe a tub or something in your house. So if a disaster does hit, you have everything located in one spot and you're not searching for your first aid kit. And then where would your maps be different from all this other stuff? And it's not stuff that you have to rush out and buy now, but right now is the time that we're pushing out all this. Have this ready, have this prepared, so you can reference back. So if it takes you a few months or a whole year or 2 years to stock up, you can slowly add to that kit. But we just thought it was a really good time to do this. So it's just really the focus is to raise awareness about the importance for preparing for disasters and emergencies that could happen at any time.
And that, it's funny because let me do this for us. There we go. Now they can see us both. So it's funny because I don't know if I can move my camera here, but you can see behind me, just for what we do for emergency, that little black box on the floor, that's my go kit. If we have an emergency here in Weatherford and say we lose technology in our offices and we have to go to the emergency operations center, we just take that with us so that we can keep doing our job to inform all of you. So we kind of have a go kit here at work, but the go kit that Nicole is referencing is for your own personal life or at home. So go kits are really, really cool. And like I said, we have them here for work purposes, but we technically should all have them for at home as well. That way, if something were to happen, we can be mobile.
Well, and one of the things I haven't talked about that maybe we'll get a post by the end of the month, it kind of just depends on how the other projects we're working on kind of flow between now and then. Mm-hmm. But it was brought up actually by Justin, who used to work for the library here, that he asked about kits for cars and stuff. So I'll try to get a kit together for that too. So the thing is I'm working with other departments to make sure that everything we're pushing out is factual, but we're basically some of these things I'm putting out a 1-page summary, quick at a glance, versus when the federal government, when they're putting stuff out, those are 10 to 12 page documents that go into great detail and explain why you needed each and every one of those things. My stuff is just stuff that's hey, this is what you need, versus going into great detail. But you can find more information on that detail. I have it on our website, or you can go to ready.gov and it's all there. But I just thought, we've celebrated it every year that I've been here for sure, but this is the first year that I took a lot more time to prep and make all of our, as many, not all, but as many of those graphics in-house as possible to condense their 16-page documents down to 1 or 2 page at a glance.
Nicole's rocking it for everybody.
Doing what I can. Next month will be a good one too, so we've got a lot of information in the next 2 months.
All right, so we had our 9/11 Remembrance ceremony last Saturday on 9/11, so it was the 20-year anniversary, and these are some photos from the event. We had Representative Phil King and Drew Springer that spoke. Chief of Police Lance Arnold spoke, and then our keynote speaker was Councilman Matt Tiskus, and it was a great ceremony. It was about 45 minutes to an hour. Our police and fire were involved in that ceremony as well, and if you were able to make it, it was a really, really great ceremony, and those are some pictures from that event from Saturday. And I think a lot of other outlying communities had ceremonies as well, Nicole. I think Hudson Oaks and Willow Park and Aledo, pretty much everyone had a ceremony. I think most of theirs might have been in the morning and ours was in the afternoon, so it provided a good balance and opportunity for Parker County residents to get a chance to go to at least one of them.
I think it's unique because I think that every city did it in their own way.
Yeah.
So, like, some people did flag ceremonies. Our ceremony was more about talking about it, and, like, every city did it in their own unique way, and I think that that's pretty cool to represent our county, that everyone did something. We all did it differently.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
garbage
Barb,
collection.
you got it?
Yeah, so this is for residential. You can also see the commercial on our GIS maps, which can be found on our website, which is our interactive web maps. So collection twice a week inside of our city limits. They need to be out by 7 a.m. on your collection day. Do notice, please, that there's a 16-bag limit for pickup. If you have more than 16 bags, they will pick them up, but you will be charged the overage rate for however many bags. I think it depends on the weight and however many bags or whatever. But 16 bags per pickup. And then please don't have them over 40 pounds. Our guys are picking those up. They're trying to load as quickly as they can to stay on top of the schedule that they have. So don't make it harder for them. If you can bag it into a couple of bags versus having one 50, 60-pound bag, especially if that bag rips and the guys are having to, like, fully stop and all are having to clean it up. So just know over 40 pounds, please.
And I will say, the people, you think 16 bags, like, that's a lot for trash collection. But it's about to be fall, as we discussed earlier, Nicole, when you had no audio there. But we talked about fall, and so with that, leaves fall to the ground, and then people will bag up those leaves, so then you could end up having 16 bags of trash pickup. Now, I will say, while we're on that topic, try to avoid pushing leaves into the culverts, because what happens is they get in the pipes and they actually clog up our sewage system, or the pipes, and then utilities has to go in and clean those out. So do bag them, and you might want to spread it out. Just don't go above 16 bags, because then you'll get the charges that Nicole referenced.
I'll let you do the bulk and brush.
All right, and then bulk and brush collection this week. Collections will be are the second full week of the month. Area of Quadrant 2 includes, and that's this week, east of North Main, north of Fort Worth Street to Dicey Road, Lake Hollow, Forest Park Edition. To ensure collection, items need to be out by 7 a.m. on Monday of collection week, but that's for this week, and it's Quadrant 2, and you can see that referenced on the map in front of you. Of course, that's on weatherfordtx.gov as well under sanitation, so you can always get that information. And then next week will be Quadrant 3. That's the area south of Palo Pinto Street and west of South Main to the city limit line. Again, have it out by 7 a.m. And of course, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, you can always get these maps on our website at weatherfordtx.gov. Cool.
Oh, so I was waiting for it to change over. It didn't change over on my side. I was like, just waiting. Yeah. So we talked about, before I was gone last week for a conference, about the Tamio Awards we were up for. So we got third place for the best use of social media planned is actually our Facebook Live show. So we actually got third place. And we were in the category of cities under 100,000. So we were actually up against some pretty decent sized cities that have amazing and also large social media teams and marketing teams. So I'm kind of proud that we got third place for this show, and we have like room to growth, and we got feedback on the show. So we're going to try to make a few changes to the show moving forward. But I think it was kind of cool that we won that against other people that we compete against. And then our PSA for marketing was actually our strong community campaign. So those employee highlight videos that we've done and those posters where we share our employees' individual strong community statements, we actually got second place in that category. So I feel like that's a pretty big accomplishment. So I'm kind of proud of those two awards. I think it just shows just a little bit of what Blake and I do, because we like to brag on our other departments. But like Blake was saying before I left town, we don't typically brag about what we do a whole lot. So I think it's cool. I think they said there was like 450 or 470, something like that, people who applied for awards in the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officers Awards for this year. And I mean, for us to get second and third place in those, that's like outstanding, because typically the bigger cities that have the bigger teams typically dominate a lot of those awards.
Well, and we compete against some large cities. The guy, like if you can look in the photo there, the gentleman, Jay Warren, that's him behind the podium in the photo, and he's the one that created that Lego video for the city of Arlington that's gone viral. So a lot of you have probably seen that. So all of those individuals that do great work with us are at Tamio and the Tamio Awards each year. So we take a lot of pride in our accomplishments, and in large part, we'd like to thank all of you for tuning into the show to make it a success, regardless of our technical difficulties at times. Thanks to all of you for tuning in, because you helped us win that award, and we're proud of it.
Yeah.
And kudos to Nicole. Nicole kind of led that in the employee highlight videos that we got second place on for the PSA marketing piece. So, right,
Hey,
Nicole?
baby steps. We're working on it. We're hoping to get some more out to y'all soon
Yeah.
with projects and whatnot.
All right. Upcoming Parks and Experience Weatherford events. Back in Black, by popular demand, will be back. I think this is the third time they've been back, Nicole, on September 25th from 7 to 9 p.m. That will be at the Heritage Park Amphitheater. And then, of course, Monster Bash in its third year will be October 9th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Heritage Park Amphitheater. And then the Autumn Art Walk at Shandor Gardens will be October 16th from 12 to 4 p.m. And then the Animal Shelter. This was an interlocal agreement between Weatherford, Parker County Animal Shelter, and Weatherford College, the Reese Jones Foundation Medical and Surgical Center. And last week, we were able to get some great photo opportunities with the president of Weatherford College, Dr. Farmer, along with the city of Weatherford Mayor, Mayor Pascal, along with some outstanding students within the Weatherford College program. And then Dustin Deal is in the photo in the blue shirt, along with Miss Judy McAnally, who is on the Weatherford College board. So that is the new surgical center. That was this big collaboration with the city and Weatherford College, and we're super proud of that. And so those are some photos from the photo shots.
So we wanted to share that we are still hiring. We have multiple positions open, and I listed a couple because I get a lot of questions about what positions are open usually when we mention it. So we have a position for deputy court clerk, who will also be the juvenile case manager for us here in the city. We have an animal services coordinator position open, a financial specialist for the fire department, electric distribution lineman, and maintenance worker. We have positions. We have multiple positions in street, water, and parks, but we have a maintenance worker in all three of those. So I just thought we'd kind of talk about some of that. We have all of our benefits and everything else up on the website, so you guys should check it out. But we do have all of those positions currently open and currently taking applications right now.
You want to take it?
No, I'll let you get this one.
You saw the verbiage there. You're like, no.
I did, yeah.
All right, water department updates, part 1. So the downtown northeast quadrant, that's a big project and undertaking. That's a collaboration with streets, electric, water. So the contractor finished the test of the new water pipeline last week. The remaining work will include moving individual services over to the new water line, making a final tie-in connection at Elm and Spring Street, And then the county is also continuing to install pipeline in Trinity Avenue and across the courthouse square. But that project will basically, it's kind of in conjunction with the Church Street project that we did, which is behind Shep's Scoreboard Restaurant. So we just went across Fort Worth Highway to the north, and we're doing the same thing to kind of dress up that area and make it more functional with additional parking, which is really, really needed over there. West Park Avenue, South Main to Park Court, city crews are replacing the wastewater pipeline in West Park Street from South Main Street to Park Court. They're currently working in the 300 block of West Park Street, connecting customer service lines to the new pipeline. And whenever possible, it looks like they will open the westbound lane of West Park Street, and then both directions are open at night. Looks like the gas company is replacing some of their pipelines as well, and that's not uncommon for us to work with the gas company. So when we're tearing up roadways, I hate to say tearing up, but when we're improving roadways, we will often reach out to external utility companies to see if they want to upgrade their infrastructure. That way they don't have to come back later and tear up a street that we've repaved recently. So we work with outside entities as well, and really it just cuts down on the amount of construction in your neighborhoods and streets. So we do our best to go in and get it done in one fatal swoop. And then we have our water purification plant project. That's basically adding GAC filters. This is basically the second part of the process. This will add 4 GAC filters. It'll improve the aesthetics of the water, basically taste and odor. We did phase 1, and that made a substantial difference, and that was completed a couple of years ago. So this is going to improve it even more. The schedule for construction is 20 months, so it'll be late summer of 2022 before that project's complete. Construction cost is $9.3 million, and it's being funded with existing funds. So there's no water rate increases needed to do this project. It was kind of planned with care and consideration by our city council and city leadership. They really thought this through. That way we would not have to increase the water rates to get this project done, and it improves the aesthetics, which is taste and odor of the water. And then part 2 of water department updates, North Main Street project. City contractors making some repairs. Typically it's not uncommon for the pavement to settle after they do utility trenches, so they're going through and patching and repairing those. It looks like it's only a day or two of work, but we don't have confirmation quite yet if that's going to happen or not. Special events from the water utility department. This is a great event. The Take Back Meds campaign or project is October 23rd. They've been doing this for probably 4+ years now. It's a great event for you to take your unused meds and properly dispose of those meds. The last thing that we want to see is people flushing their unused meds down the drain, down the toilet, because that actually gets into your waterways and can cause some problems down the road. This is a national DEA sponsored event, and like I said, you can bring your unused meds. Just don't bring sharp things such as needles. And you can get more information on weatherfordtx.gov for this under utilities as well.
And I'll share the link in a second. I was working my way to it.
Perfect.
Okay, so transportation and public works, yeah. Or as I frequently call them, TPW updates. So Allen Street, they are working on the road rehab there. It is between Bankhead Highway and Fort Worth Highway. It is currently under construction, and it will be partially closed to the through traffic on the road. And they are working on that retaining wall construction as well. It is still ongoing and should be completed in about 6 weeks. Of course, that is weather permitting. And then over where Trinity and North Elm Street, which is the downtown project there, they are closed to through traffic for street improvements. It is ongoing. Road improvements are scheduled to start next week. And it should be completed by the end of this year, again, weather permitting. But we are expecting that one to be done on time as well.
All right. Bring up our smiling faces there. All right, so if there are no questions, I'm not seeing any questions on the feed right now. So it looks like fall is coming up this next week, as Nicole mentioned. I'm seeing like half your face, Nicole.
Well, that's because I'm like leaning to
You're
look.
leaning
into
over?
The,
Yeah.
I was getting the link for the Take Back Meds.
All right. Well, next week we'll have economic development updates for you all, and not much has changed on that from the last time. I don't believe. Maybe permit requests might have changed.
A couple of things might have moved around.
Yeah, we've had lots of residential permit requests as well, which means the area is growing. We're kind of a booming area, as you all are aware right now. So yeah. Justin's asking about In-N-Out. The joke lives on, doesn't it, Nicole? With Justin
It does.
Bills.
Well, and I like that he's keeping it living on. Like,
I know. It's nice of him.
it's nice. I appreciate it. That's a remote control item. In-N-Out is not coming. That's like the best remote control. And I know that that's one of the ones that started it, but it's like the best one because someone was so determined to make it happen that they like used their logo and impersonated In-N-Out on Instagram and Facebook.
Went to corporate even. Corporate saw it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. You're
Thanks
welcome.
to Nicole. All right, everybody. We'll see you here next week, next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. We'll have economic development updates. Go ahead, Nicole.
Don't forget to tune in to City